Brad, you invited us down here, I thought, to mow a little slope. This is mountainous.
Well, I just wanted to see what it could do.
You're giving me a challenge. You know, and the biggest challenge I see here is I have a tendency to become wet if it doesn't handle it.
That is true.
We're going to try, and you're actually concerned about the tough cut versus the finish mower. You kind of want to see the difference in cut.
Correct.
So we thought maybe we'd start with the tough cut out here, and boy, this is going to be steep. But hey, let's give it a try. Now, can I go along the bottom here pretty well without staying on the steepest part? Have I got a kind of at least a mower width of safety along the bottom here?
Along the bottom edge around this one, there's a lot of inlets from washout. But well, it's not as steep as you think. Once you get cut, you'll be able to see that you've got some. You'll be better off.
Whew.
Because I'm not on it either. So.
Yeah, well, you will be. I'll get a little start here, and then we'll let you go. I see in the background back there the enemy, Christy. You see it?
Yeah.
We do not want to use that thing today.
I'm okay with not using it anymore. That's hard on me.
Yeah, yeah, that's a little push type. And you've been mowing this steep bank with that thing?
Yes, I've been doing this for almost. I think this is my 8th season. When I started this, it was 6-8 feet tall, brushing olives, thistles, and all that stuff all over my head, and cutting it down. But
the first year was really tough.
It was very tough, and it gets better. But older I'm getting, I would love to have something that I wouldn't have to walk behind.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think we got the right tool for the job. In fact, of all the tools I've seen, I've never seen anything more well suited for hillsides.
I'm tickled. Let's see what it does.
Yeah, let's get going. So what is this? Some sort of a retention pond?
It used to be a retention pond. This is a public entity that does the water treatment, sewage water treatment.
Oh, so not only can I get wet if I fall in, it's sewage.
This has been cleaned out. This has been cleaned. This has been dredged out, so you're okay.
I thought the story was getting worse and worse.
No. I wouldn't do that to you. I wouldn't do that to anybody. All this is a small, what do you want to call this? A small lake, a mini lake, a little pond.
Yeah,
whatever you want to call it.
It's pretty back here.
It is. It's very nice. Along the bottom edge there, all that tall stuff we never get into. So I hope you can see where I've just mowed for. This would be the 4th time I've mowed it this year.
Okay, so even down there in the bottom.
You don't have to. You don't have to worry about that a bit. All you got to do.
That's what looked most interesting to me.
You can. There used to be water in there. I don't know how solid it is. So you have at it.
If I get stuck in there, you can probably get a tractor in there to get me.
Well, I hope so. Somewhere.
I'm excited. Christy's shaking her head.
Is that right? No, I don't want to deal with that either. But
What do you think so far, Brad?
I'm very impressed. Looks like it's handling it pretty well. I can't tell if it's wanting to slide on him at all. But
It was down here a little bit. I saw
around this corner.
Yeah. How long would what he's just done now taking you with the billy goat?
That would be about 4 trips. That'd be probably 10-15 minutes at least right through there.
Oh wow.
This area right here, whole section would take me about 2.5, almost 3 hours to cut.
Uh-oh, he's gonna head for the big stuff.
Oh boy.
Boy, you can't even see him.
Yeah, I think he's sliding there. I bet he's on the ledge, but he's. It's soft, isn't it?
Well, yeah, and I just slid down in here further than I wanted to.
Yeah. It's deceiving. You think you got good ground and then it just goes away from you.
Well, Christy, in my typical fashion, I had to see what I could do. I quickly know.
Yep.
I should have tried this down in the bog.
There's 2 of them there. They're 6-foot
okay.
sections. So.
Got it.
I'd give you as much as you could because I think I'm going to have to go back farther to keep me from rubbing on the guardrail.
I'll stand here till you get her tight.
Yep, I'll pull it up here. You're got so much stuff on your tires, you may be slipping or sliding for a while.
I may be.
it's just flinging mud off.
Uh-huh. He sped up there just.
Yeah.
That transition right there is tough.
Yep, he's sliding a bit.
Yep.
He's crab crawling it.
Yep. See, yep. I've never. I think it slid. It may have slid on him. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it did.
He's good in there. Now the only looks like the tires are wet still.
Probably. Question is, how does he get up out of that? I guess
There's a spot he can. Yeah, there's all that area right there. He ought to be able to climb out without a.
Okay.
It's not that steep.
Okay. There he goes.
Yep.
Up and over.
Yep.
And out. So you said that this is will be the 4th time it's been mowed.
Yeah, I cut it. My contract's to mow it 4 times a year,
Okay.
and with so much rain, this is the 4th cut. So I'll have to. Last year did the same thing where there was just so much rain that it had to have a 5th cut. It's steep right there.
Yeah. And you do it with a billy goat.
Yeah, with the billy goat, and when it gets too steep, then I finish it off with weed eaters.
Oh wow.
So it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort. Now everything he's cutting with all that, I cut with the billy goat.
Okay.
So he's cutting. It's just, I mean, that's 6 foot wide, and that billy goat's 28. So it's practically three swipes every time he makes a pass.
Okay.
So very impressive.
How did you find out about Ventrac?
I bought the billy goat when I started this contract, and works fine. But the older I can get, and the harder this is to cut.
I hear
So
you.
then I started looking for something. Surely there's got to be a slope mower. So I Googled slope mowing and got a hold of, seen a little bit of the Ventrac, and then just stumbled upon Tractor Time with Tim. So I didn't know he could cut. I mean, that's amazing what he's cutting right there. I have to weed eat what he's cutting right there.
Oh wow.
Now when he gets up to this part, it's going to get a little slick on him about 80 feet ahead of him. So let's see what it does there. But from that's where then I stumbled upon that, and then you guys are about 2 hours away, and I tried to find one that I could rent, and there's none around.
Okay.
So then I contacted Tim, and he was game for coming down.
Oh yeah. Don't get stuck again, dude.
Yeah. I cut that with a billy goat, so that's pretty solid. I mean, it's wet, but it's not like it is over in the
The
cattails.
billy goat will be a lot lighter than that.
It is. It is.
Even with you walking behind a billy goat.
That's true.
But the 2 dual wheels are flotation wheels. So
Yes, that helps a bunch, doesn't it? Is that what they are? I guess that makes sense. He's
Yeah.
trying to climb that hillside there.
He's definitely crab steering.
Yep. And he was able to get up the hill. Yeah, now he's definitely crab. Wow.
But even having to do that, that's still faster than your billy goat.
Oh, 100 times faster than what. You can see he's got a comfort level on it. That would take quite a while to get that comfort level to.
Yeah.
There's a real pucker factor when you're in a tractor on the hillside. Even the minimal hillsides.
Yes,
I've got some over here that I cut with my tractor, and it's all I want with it.
Yeah.
He may be just trying to get the hard stuff out of the way to let me have it. Who knows? Killing it as far as getting, the time wise.
Right. Oh yeah.
That'd been 2.5 hours, and what he did over there had been another 1.5 hours for me there, and he's halfway done on both of them practically. When he gets to this turn coming our direction here, he'll probably want a crab walk. There's a change in pitch. It's amazing how well it's handling the conditions, conditions of the terrain. Right now it's going along.
Yeah, it's fine a little bit.
That did it a whole lot better.
Whoa! That took probably not all that Vinny had, but it took all that I had.
I understand. I was pretty impressed. You took some hillsides there that I wasn't planning on cutting, so I figured I was going to have to do it with the weed eater.
Yeah, well, I don't even know that I would want that billy goat on some of those.
It gets hairy. That's
Yeah.
why I called you. That's why I got a hold of you.
The answer is we can mow it all.
I agree. I agree with you.
The answer is also that it takes quite a lot of confidence.
That's what
Bordering on bravery.
That's what I told Christy just a minute ago. You were doing things with that. You had a comfort level a whole lot. It's going to take a long time to get that comfort level with it.
So what we need to do is we need to find a spot not nearly so steep for you to practice a little.
Gotcha.
Do we have a spot that anything that's maybe not quite as steep that you could mow? Rough stuff?
Yes, the rough stuff I really wasn't planning on cutting, but you see along the
Yeah,
the
I
tree
see
row.
on the other side of the trees there.
Yeah, right along that it lays wet, and the rough cut would handle this without a problem from what I've seen you doing over here,
Okay.
and when you got down in where you
Yeah.
weren't.
Oh,
gonna
it'll
go.
cut trees and stuff. Good place for Brad to get a test drive here. He's just kind of on some flat ground. We're driving out to some other place he can mow that's not so steep. Hopefully he can be comfortable with the machine before we try to get on that steep slope with it. That's going to be a challenge. And no, I'm not going to be standing here while he's mowing. I watched him as he got right to that log. He steered just a little bit. He's getting onto it already. With that front mount mower, you can make it go back and forth real easy to guide what you want to take and what you want to leave. He went right around that log. This thing may not be quite as general purpose as the compact tractors we deal with, but it is in its element right here. It loves a steep bank. I understand Brad's never driven one of these before. He's right up there on that bank just like an old pro. He's doing exactly what I wanted him to do, get some good testing of that machine sliding, and this is a relatively safe area because there's no water at the bottom, right? So if he slides all the way downhill or whatever, it's no big deal. And he's pushing it, and that's what I was hoping he would do. I was nervous about him tackling a steep hill without that experience. What does it read? 34. Ah, you can finish it. And he said that was about as far as he liked. There at the last looked to me like, I think you should have stayed up there and mowed that.
Well, I don't know. Give me a little bit more time with it, and we can do it.
Okay, you know what I liked about this place was there was no water at the bottom.
Absolutely.
So when you did get a little bit nervous, you could bail out.
Exactly right.
Right
You
down
didn't
the
have to
hill.
worry about getting wet.
You didn't mow that.
I haven't mowed it for 8 years. It just does what it does because it's too hard to cut, and it usually lays too wet to cut. So, I mean, I may have gotten it last year at the, when everything died, but it's not been cut this year. And with my Kubota tractor, I can't, there's no way.
Oh, no, no, no.
Right here is as much as the tractor wants.
A compact tractor. And you're using a Kubota even to mow the bank way up there in front?
That right there, I use up and down to mow that part
Okay.
of it.
How long did it take you to mow this?
What, to mow that right there? What, 15 minutes, 10 minutes? I don't
Probably
even
not
know.
even that, right? You're having fun the whole time?
Oh, I lost track of time. I was enjoying it. This is a fantastic piece of equipment.
Really?
There's a learning factor on the articulating.
Mm-hmm.
I've never drove that. That's tough. And this takes a little getting used to because I'm used to the foot control.
Yeah.
I think I about pulled this off of here, it felt like.
Yeah, I think I did up in the bank there. I was thinking maybe a handle here and here would help, or
that
something.
Or full point harness may be the trick for it, because I think I'll have to sense this up just a little bit more to.
That's the practice test. Are you ready for the test?
I'm ready for the real thing.
Okay. He's really good with the machine, Christy. He's got a lot of years of experience, and you can tell he just knows how to handle a machine. He's nervous about the articulation. He's not used to driving an articulated tractor, especially with a front-mounted attachment, and I understand that.
It is a little odd.
Yeah, it takes some practice. But I just noticed with just general machine operating comfort, he's really good. Folks, we got some really good scenes here, both from the ground and from the drone, showing Vinny mowing just about as steep a slope as he can handle. Brad's doing a great job handling the machine, especially for having run at only 30 minutes or so at this point. I'll just be quiet here for a while and let you enjoy it. So right there in front of him, there's one of those dips, like when we did the hillside stability test with the BX versus deer, and I couldn't keep it up on the hill there. So it looks like he's backing up, gonna try another approach. Yeah, he's gonna go up and over, which is wise probably, because I just kept going downward there and I would kind of get into a bind. That may be the area where he said he didn't think I would be able to mow. On down beyond that. And he was basically right.
He knows his property, that's for sure.
Absolutely, he does. He knows the property very well. He cares a lot about the property too. You can just tell. Number one, the way he's mowing, but what he's talked about off camera and stuff, you can just tell that he's not just here just to fulfill a contract. I think we'll finish this, or he'll finish this with the tough cut, and then we'll go over on that other bank with the finish mower, because it's not quite as heavy as this. Now, the finish mower would be fine here, actually. He did a good job there. Usually, once you start heading downhill, it wants to take you on downhill, and he just did a good job of never quite letting it head downhill. Again, this is the 24 horsepower diesel. For these steep banks, I really think the higher horsepower gas engines would be a better plan. It just doesn't have quite enough oomph for trying to climb the bank and mow at the same time. I believe he's learned how to compensate. When he loses the hillside a little bit, he just stops and backs up and recovers. I think he's got that figured out. Probably better than I did. Maybe by watching him, I'll learn.
I'm sort of surprised it can mow right down there. I figured it would be wet.
It seemed like it was not quite as marshy on this end as it was on the other side over there where the cattails are. Where he got in there right now, I wasn't able to get up the hill. So I had to, I guess that's what he's gonna do, is turn around. I couldn't get up the hill from there, so I had no choice but to come back right along the edge. But he's using that as an advantage.
Yeah.
Just stay down there and mow and not worry about it. I guess I got nervous after getting stuck down there that it would all be marshy and swampy. But now I know we've got enough chain to pull it out, so I guess it's no worry. He's gonna try to get all that light colored green grass, and I believe he's not confident enough to get down in the dark grass. It's totally wet down there. This right here is where I couldn't stay on the hill. You can see that falls off pretty steeply. There's two little strips looks like you gave up on.
Yep.
And the truth is, I don't think you'd have to give up on them.
No, I agree. But we're going to have a little bit more seat time.
And so now we probably ought to put the finish mower on, work on that other one.
I agree. How's the finish mower handle the same as the...
I have no idea. We've never had the finish mower on slopes like this, other than right on our ditch bank at the house.
Gotcha.
From an outside standpoint, there's not much difference between the finish mower and the tough cut. There is a big striping roller on the back of it, and then it has more high lift blades. So if you notice the cut here, we don't do anything to thrash or mulch the grass. It just cuts it and lets it lay.
Right.
For this kind of cut's probably okay.
It's okay. If I'm able to do it, I would use a finish mower on 90% of all what we just cut. I'd keep it down to where we could use a finish mower on it. With walking it and the billy goat, it's very tiring, and it's one slip and you got to worry about it and you. So, and with this part, had no fear, didn't feel a bit about being unsafe or being in trouble.
Well, exactly, and I think we really saw the worst case. I think I went down there the very first round.
Yep.
I got the thing stuck. You know me. I'm always trying at the worst case. But we found that, hey, got it stuck. As long as you got somebody here to help you.
Yep.
You got your Kubota. Make sure you have enough chain. You can leave it up in the safety on the road, and that's the same all the way around.
Yep.
There's really there's very little danger here, practical danger with a Ventrac.
Sure. As long as
So-
you're sensible with what you're doing, exactly. Let's
Mower on?
put the finish mower on it.
Okay, sounds good.
We're in good shape.
I really don't have any issue with the Billy Goat. The Honda engine on it, it runs great. The controls aren't that hard to operate. It just requires a younger man than me. I mean, it's just a bear to mow with compared to the Ventrac. If I had very much mowing like this to do, I'd have to find some way to do this with a power unit. I wouldn't be able to do it by hand. Brad, you've almost run out of stuff to mow.
We have.
It's been about
3 hours.
3 hours? Yeah. I tried that Billy Goat
Yes?
and I run it off in the lake. You might see the handlebars of it over there in the lake,
All right.
but I would just leave it lay if I were you.
Okay, I got you. Can you help with the financing on this? In fact, if you just wanted to leave this, you could, just order another one for you.
You
probably
think maybe
want
so?
A cleaner one?
This particular job stinks.
Yeah, down there. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, and back there, and I had no idea that this job was a sewage treatment plant. Now you
Can't
drug
tell
us,
that part.
you drug us into the sewer here.
I really didn't think you needed to know that until you got here or got on your
Oh.
way here.
Yeah, so I think now that we've had this one down in the sewer treatment, I think maybe,
Yep.
you think maybe it'd be a good deal on it.
I
huh?
would. It's been used.
Well, I understand your finance committee's here.
Yes.
I think maybe we could twist her arm just a little bit and get you one of these.
I think it's going to take some lobbying, but I think once she sees a video, I think I think it won't take too much convincing.
Well, there's a little bit more. Maybe we could get her on it and get her to mow a little
She
bit.
does quite a bit of mowing. Once she gets comfortable with it, I'll probably just watch her cut it. Now we've got something going on there.
Anything else you want to see on the Ventrac?
I'm tickled. Very impressed.
I actually am too. This was a big, steep slope,
Uh-huh.
and I wasn't sure we were going to be able to do it.
I've stared at it for 8 years and walked it for 8 years, and then I've watched you on the videos and watched the other Ventrac videos, and I thought, well, it looks like he can do it.
I wish I knew from a civil engineering standpoint what the approved grade is away from a roadway down toward, because we've seen several slopes exactly this grade. I mean, just enough that Vinny can barely mow it.
Yep.
And so this must be kind of the maximum grade that they're allowed to put in,
Must be. I don't
you know,
know.
by code or whatever. And I tell you what, if it were any more,
Yeah.
we wouldn't be able to do it.
Yep.
But,
Exactly. Fantastic, though. I am very impressed with it.
well, thank you.
Thank you.
I enjoyed it. Thank you guys for watching. Leave your comments below. Tell Brad's finance committee that she must approve.
Send money.
Send money, she said.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time on Tractor Time with Tim.